Good morning, lovely children. We are going to start the E-class of mathematics. Today, in this lecture, we have divided into three segments. First, we will discuss about the first chapter, the introduction of the first chapter, the real numbers. Then the second segment, we will discuss about the question paper format for the 10th standard, and the last segment we will discuss about the total number of chapters and the weightage of each chapter. Now, I hope you all are keeping very fine in this pandemic situation. Stay home and take care, and give my regards to your parents also. So let us begin with the first chapter real numbers. So you may have heard about real numbers. Recent times you are doing plenty of work related with the real numbers. But actually, what is real numbers? So if you understand, we need to go back to some revisions. Here I have written the classification of numbers. The numbers are classified in such a way that the first group is natural numbers. The natural numbers are represented by the capital letter N. And you know, the natural numbers are nothing but the counting numbers, and it begins with 1, 2, 3 and it goes infinity. So that is the first group, the classification of numbers, the first set of numbers, the natural numbers. Now we come to the second group, the whole numbers. The whole numbers is same as natural numbers, and it is represented by capital letter W, but it includes 0. So the whole numbers are begins with 0, 1, 2, 3 and it goes infinity. So now the two groups, the first one is natural numbers, is represented by N, and the second one is the whole numbers, is represented by W. Now the third group, integers. Integers are represented by the capital letter Z, and this group contains the positive integers, the negative integers and also the zero. You know, the number line, putting the numbers on the number line, the center there will be 0, and the right side of number line, then positive integers, and left side it is negative integers. So combining these three, positive, negative and 0, and it represents the set of integers Z. Now you have seen three groups. The first one is natural numbers, is represented by N, and second one is the whole numbers represented by capital W, and the third group is integers represented by capital letter Z. Now come to the fourth set, the set of rational numbers. The set of rational numbers, and it is represented by capital letter Q. The set of rational numbers means the numbers which are in the form of P by Q form. What this stands for? P, this stands for numerator, and Q stands for the denominator. Example, 1 upon 2, 4 upon 8, 3 upon 5. This all represents in rational numbers, and it is represented by capital letter Q. Now the fifth section, the fifth group, that means set of irrational numbers. The set of irrational numbers are represented by I. The numbers which are not rational, जो number rational नहीं है, these include set of irrational numbers. The numbers which are not rational, such numbers are called irrational numbers. You can include root 2, root 3, and also pi, etc. included in the irrational numbers. So you have seen 1 up to 5 groups. Natural numbers is representing by n, whole numbers is representing by w, integers is representing by z, and rational numbers is representing by q, and irrational numbers is representing by. Now we come to the point. What is our chapter name? Real numbers. Finally, we arrive in the conclusion. What is real numbers? Dear students, the real numbers are representing by capital letter R. Remember, the whole group, all these set of groups, natural numbers, the whole numbers, the integers, the rational numbers, and the irrational numbers together is called the real numbers, capital N. That means it's a very big group, it's a vast group. So the real numbers can represent by capital R, and we can easily call the real numbers are the father of all the numbers. The father of all the numbers, because and it includes all these groups: the natural numbers, the whole numbers, the rational integers, rational numbers, and irrational numbers together form the real numbers. Clear? Now look at see. Look at here. The definition is given. What is real number? The collection of all rational numbers and irrational numbers together makes up the collection of real numbers. The collection of all rational numbers and irrational numbers together makes up the collection of real numbers. We can simply call it the collection of rational and irrational numbers. In other means, you can say n, the natural numbers are the subset of the whole numbers, and w is the subset of z, and z is the subset of q, and q is the subset of I, and these all are the subset of capital letter R, that means real numbers. So I hope you will get an idea about the real numbers. So that is the clear definition is given. Please note down, the real number means the collection of all rational and irrational numbers. That's we called the real numbers. Now we need to do some practice for the important identities which we have learned in the previous classes, and also we have some important laws of exponents, that is which is very useful for our further studies. Let us see which are the important identities and that which is useful for our further studies, and it is given. And I request everybody, please note down all these important identities in your notebook. You have already started writing the exercises from chapter 1. Some are already completed the exercises. So now you can continue with the same book. This whole portion, that means the introductory section of real numbers, you need to write this classification of numbers along with this definition of the real numbers. And now let us see which are the important identities. Now what is given here? For positive real numbers a and b. A and b, two positive real numbers. So you need to remember 5 identities are given. These all 5 identities are very important. The first one is root of AB equal to root of A into root B. Root of AB equal to root A into root B. And second one is root of A upon B equal to root A divided by root B. And third one is root A plus B into root A minus B equal to A minus B. And fourth one is A plus root B into A minus root B equal to A squared minus B. And fifth one is root A plus root B the whole square equal to A plus 2 root AB plus B. So you can expand, you know the identity A plus B the whole square. Using A plus B the whole square, you can expand root A plus root B the whole square, and you will get the answer A plus 2 root AB plus B. So these are the important identities which is useful for our further studies in our study standard. And I request everybody, please zoom the video. When you download the video, after downloading it, and zoom the video and zoom it, and try to write all these number wise, point wise, all these identities. I repeat, the first one is root of AB equal to root A into root B. Second one is root of A upon B equal to root A upon root B. And third one is root of A plus root B into root A minus root B equal to A minus B. Fourth one, A plus root B into A minus root B equal to A squared minus B squared. And fifth one is root A plus root B the whole squared equal to A plus 2 root AB plus B. So these all are the important identities for the real numbers. So after writing this classification of numbers, then we can write these all important identities. Now look at another set of important laws of exponents. Here also there are 4 important laws given. Let A and B any real numbers. A and B represent any real numbers, and P and Q the rational numbers. What is given? Let A and B any real numbers, P and Q any rational numbers. The laws of exponents are, the first one is A raised to M into A raised to N equal to A raised to M plus N. And second one is A raised to M the whole raised to N equal to A raised to Mn. And third one is A raised to M upon A raised to N equal to A raised to M minus N. And the fourth one is AB the whole raised to N equal to A raised to N B raised to N. So these are the 4 important laws of exponents, the 4 important identities. So these should be memorized along with these identities, and these all are very useful for our further studies. Once again, there are 4 laws of exponents. The first one is A raised to M into A raised to N equal to A raised to M plus N. Second one is A raised to M the whole raised to N equal to A raised to Mn. And third one is A raised to M divided by A raised to N equal to A raised to M minus N. And fourth one is AB the whole raised to N equal to A raised to M B raised to N. So these all are the introductory section of this chapter 1. And today the introductory section we have discussed about the what is real numbers, and for that we have gone back to revisional portions, and there we have seen the classification of numbers, different classification of numbers, and then we have seen the definition of the real numbers, and again the important identities and laws of exponents. So I request everybody please note down the different classification of numbers, the definition of real numbers, important identities, and the laws of exponents. Now, dear students, see, we have already started the 10th standard academic curriculum. As you know, the situation is worsening day by day. It is not the pandemic COVID situation is not under control. So we need to wait and see what happening the June, the next academic, whether it is will able to possible to run the school. And we need to sometimes we need to depend upon the e-classes. So you have already started, so continue this and use the materials provided from the school, and please find out a special time, particular time, regular time to make the notes of each classes. And I have told you the second segment I am going to discuss about the format of our question paper. And I have written here, the question paper will be of 80 marks. We will have 4 sections. First one is section A, then section B, section C, and section D. And section A contains 16 questions which carries 1 mark each. Section A carries 16 questions which carries 1 mark, that means 1 into 16, 16 marks. And out of this 16, in this 16 marks, 4 marks for multiple choice question, that is MCQ, 3 marks for the filling the blanks, and 6 marks for the short answer questions, 1 word questions, and 3 marks for a true or false. And 16 marks divided in this manner: 4 marks MCQ, 3 marks filling the blanks, 6 short answers, and 3 for a true or false. Now in the section B, 2 marks question, there will be 10 2 marks question, and it is considered as short answer type 1. Sir, I have written here SA1, that means short answer type 1, and it carries 2 marks. There will be 10 questions and together 20 marks. 2 10s are 20. Now first section A 16 marks, section B 20 marks, and section C again short answer type, second type SA2. SA means short answer type 2. It carries 3 marks. 8 questions will be there. So 8 3s are 24 marks. And finally the section D, LA, that means long answers, and each carries 4 marks. There will be 5 questions. 4 5s are 20 marks. So section A 16 marks, each carries 1 mark. Section B 10 questions, each carries 2 marks, 20 marks. Section C 8 questions carries 3 marks, 24 marks. Section D 5 questions carries 4 marks, 20 marks. Altogether 80 marks. Along with you will get 20 marks internal, and altogether 100 marks. So this will be the format of our question paper for the SSC examination. Now, when we come to the weightage of marks, I have written all these 15 chapters here. Now this year we have 10th standard textbook, we have total 15 chapters. Real numbers, the first chapter is real numbers, polynomials, pair of linear equations, fourth one is quadratic equations, fifth one arithmetic progression, then triangles, 7 coordinate geometry, 8 introduction to trigonometry, 9 applications of trigonometry, 10th one circles, 11 constructions, 12 area related to circle, 13 surface area and volume, 14 statistics, and 15 probability. So these all are the 15 chapters. So you can see there are few chapters very familiar with us. We have discussed earlier. Real numbers, number system, we have discussed in 9th standard, and polynomials, this triangle, about triangles, coordinate geometry, then circles, construction, area related to circle, surface area and volume, statistics, probability. So one way or another way we have discussed all these things in the previous classes, but we need to learn more aspects, more theorems, more concepts in this 10th standard. Now, each chapter I have written the quantity of mass you can expect from each chapter. Real number, bracket it is given 4 marks. That means from this chapter can expect maximum 4 marks, and 2 into 2. That means 2 questions carries 2 marks. I have written 2 into 2. That means you can expect 2 questions carries 2 marks. Now second one is polynomial. Bracket it is given 6 marks. That means maximum you can expect 6 marks from this chapter, and 1 into 1. That means 1 question carries 1 mark. 2 into 1, that means 1 question carries 2 marks, and 3 into 1, that means 1 question carries 3 marks. So that will be the system of arrangement in this particular chapter. The third one is pair of linear equations, and the total 8 marks will be asked from this chapter. 1 into 2, that means there will be 2 questions for 1 mark. 2 into 1, that means 1 question which carries 2 marks, and 4 into 1, that means there will be 1 question carries 4 marks in this particular chapter. Will be asked. And fourth one, quadratic equation, and this chapter contains 6 marks, and again the division of questions 1 into 1, that means 1 question carries 1 mark. 2 into 1, that means 1 question carries 2 marks, and 3 into 1, that means 1 question carries 3 marks. Then arithmetic progression, and this chapter contains 4 marks. So the pattern 1 into 1, that means 1 question carries 1 mark. 3 into 1, that means 1 question carries 3 marks. And next chapter is triangles. Triangles, total 6 marks will be asked on triangles, and 2 into 1, that means there is 1 question carries 2 marks, and 1 question carries 4 marks. Then 7th chapter, coordinate geometry, the total marks will be 4 marks. 1 into 1, that means 1 question which carries 1 mark. 3 into 1, that means 1 question carries 3 marks. Now, chapter 8, introduction to trigonometry. The total marks will be 6. 1 into 2, that means 2 questions carries 1 mark. 2 into 2, that means 2 questions carries 2 marks. Chapter 9, applications of trigonometry. Total marks will be 4. There will be 1 question which will be asked from this chapter, that is 1 question, 4 marks. Chapter 10, circles. Total marks will be 6. 1 into 1, that means 1 question carries 1 mark. 2 into 1, that means 1 question carries 2 marks. And 1 into 3, that is 1 question carries 3 marks. Chapter 11, construction. 4 marks, only 1 question which carries 4 marks. Chapter 12, area related to circle. 4 marks, 1 question which carries 1 mark. 1 question which carries 3 marks. Then 13, surface area and volume, 8 marks will be there. 1 question which carries 1 mark, 1 question which carries 3 marks, 1 question which carries 4 marks. Chapter 14, statistics, 6 marks, 1 question carries 1 mark, one question carries 2 marks, one question carries 3 marks. And last chapter, the probability, 4 marks will be there, 2 questions which carries 1 mark and 1 question which carries 2 marks. So this will be the pattern of weightage of marks. So you keep it in your mind. No need to write down in your notebook, but you should remember how much marks will be asked from each chapter, so that you can select a particular chapter. Those who are interested, some are interested in some particular section, they can concentrate on a particular portion. Some are interested in trigonometric ratio, so you concentrate on a particular chapter. If some are interested in statistics, you can concentrate on that particular chapter. If some are interested in polynomials, then you can concentrate on. That is the advantage of this, understanding this, weightage of marks pattern. And finally, I request everybody, so please complete the notes. Okay, thank you students for watching this first lecture. And I hope you all enjoyed this, and please write the note of all these lessons. And while sending the notes, so please write your name on the top of each page neatly and correctly, so that I can recognize your answer sheet. So please remember, and each and every page, please write your name on the top of it. Thank you very much.